I have been riding a bike truly as long as I can remember.
I realized is that it's a really fast and easy way to get around the city, but it's also really affordable. And it's much faster sometimes to get around, especially if you're doing some connections that are not well served by public transit.
So in South Park and Georgetown, we face a lot of barriers for walking and biking.
Having biked throughout a lot of Seattle and experiencing biking on many different types of streets, there are many streets that are pretty scary to bike and walk on.
Our big issue is that we lack a lot of the bike infrastructure that other neighborhoods, especially in North Seattle, have.
A network is only as good as its weakest link. So if you don't have consistent protection where people feel safe to go the whole way, they're not going to use it. So I think this is a kind of a missing conversation.
The West Seattle Bridge, being the way that it was a large arterial bridge connected to, different highways and access points.
I've seen traffic be diverted to the Duwamish Valley and to neighborhoods like South Park and Georgetown in ways that I've never seen before as someone who grew up in Seattle.
Or walking or biking around, and streets that were previously like safe streets that you could ride on are suddenly inundated with a lot more car traffic.
I had an incident with my child on a bike where I was pulling out across Cloverdale, and this woman tried to pass the car that was behind the car that was slowing down for me, and tried to pass them, and then slammed on her brakes and screamed at me. And I had a child with me.
The more cars there are on a street interacting with those vulnerable road users, the more crashes there are.
The city is currently compiling projects to prioritize because the West Seattle Bridge closed. But my question is, what took so long? And I think that's the frustration that a lot of people have, is that we've been voicing these concerns for years. So I'm happy that we're finally in a place that the improvements can hopefully come. And my hope is that this has been really a sign of something long-term, a long-term partnership between the city and the residents and community members of South Park and Georgetown. Because that's really what we want, is we want the city to listen.
If a community is pushing for a project or really needs this project to happen, then it's probably pretty important and it should be a pretty high priority.
So the Georgetown to South Park Trail, why I see it as important is that both Georgetown and South Park are in some ways fairly isolated from a lot of other parts of the city.
My vision is that parents and children could walk or bike together all the way between South Park and Georgetown, and that we would feel like that was a totally reasonable thing to do.
I was working at Boeing Field, and I bike to work every day, and just experiencing the conditions of biking in that area around East Marginal Way was really eye-opening.
So we're just 5 flat miles from downtown, from where we are. But after you get past the next block, we run out of bicycle facilities of any kind through the flattest area of the manufacturing and industrial center.
We have to invest in this connection because it's such a pinch point for people, and we have to think multimodally about it because we want people to be able to move safely and effectively through these neighborhoods, and right now they can't do that.
A lot of people, I think, have this feeling that progress happens, that things get better. And I would just say, if you're someone who's even passively supports this idea, make sure that your elected officials know it.
There's some really big connections that need to be made in the South End. And right now, that's just a fuzzy line on a map that needs money put towards it.
There's connections to transit that could benefit with this trail. Better ways to get to other neighborhoods like Soto and Beacon Hill. I think there's definitely a lot of connections that you can do if this trail were to be built.
My name is Avery Brown, and I've been living in Georgetown for about 6 years. Today, we're at the Friends of Georgetown History Museum. The Seattle Department of Transportation has prioritized the Georgetown to South Park Trail as one of the main projects that we're moving forward with. It could take up until 2023 to be completed, but right now, with the West Seattle Bridge closure and the global pandemic, the Georgetown and South Park communities need this trail now more than ever. We need the Seattle City Council to pledge funding to the Georgetown to South Park Trail because Georgetown and South Park deserve a safe, climate-friendly, and accessible connection between these two river communities.
I'm Tamara Schuhendler, and I support the Georgetown to South Park Trail.
My name is Alex Liu, and I support the Georgetown to South Park Trail.
My name is Robert Getch, and I support the Georgetown to South Park Trail.
My name is Meredith Hall, and I support the Georgetown to South Park Trail.
How can you get involved and support this project? You can donate to the Georgetown to South Park Trail through the Seattle Parks Foundation, or you can write into your city council members and ask them to take action now.